All right, and welcome back to another podcast. It's Planet Gen X, folks. I'm Sean. That over there is Brian. I'll get this pointing thing right one day. My co-host Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty well. You?
Man, I am just excited as can be. We just wrapped up another Star Trek reaction for Strange New Worlds, and that's always a nice little thing. Those seem to do okay. People like Star Trek, man. What can you say?
People like Star Trek. You
yeah,
just said it.
Yeah. I hope the kids are finding it, man. You know, I don't know the demographics and stuff and how they're doing, but I really hope the younger generation's finding Star Trek. I mean, I said probably 10 years ago when we didn't have Star Trek, and it was like right before the Kelvin movies came out or something. Well, it'd have to be more than 10 years ago, but it was before the Kelvin movies came out, and I'm like, well, no, you know what? I take that back. It was probably during the Kelvin movies. We had no Star Trek on TV. And it was a long period because Enterprise had gone off the air in 04 or 05. I think it was 05. And we didn't get Discovery till, 2019? 2018? I think it was 2019. It might have been 2018.
19, maybe 19. I don't know.
That's a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And I always maintain, of course, we grew up with it, and we had many different shows. I think Star Trek was an important part of the social fabric of not just our country, but across the world. It's a beloved franchise across the world, but I think it has something to it that grounds people. Good lessons, like you could take all the religions and all their books and pick the best part, and they all have a common theme anyway. And you can, the Star Trek's the same way. You pick the best parts of it, and it just teaches people, how to be better people. I've always thought that. I always thought Star Trek taught people how to be better people. I always thought that was the point of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I agree for the most part. Well, I don't know. The approach was different, right? In TOS and TNG.
Yeah, it was great. I loved, how I make a big deal about getting hit over the head with, socio-political stuff in TV and movies. You can do it tactfully.
Right.
And Star Trek didn't always do it tactfully, but they were one of the first to actually use aliens to kind of, blur the lines. Like, in the TOS episodes where you had the white half and black half people, but the black was on one side, and one, and you know what I mean. What a great way to talk about that. When I was a kid, in the early 80s, honestly, racism it was there. I'm not saying it wasn't there, but like, it was different. Like, we were enlightened. We were the first generation to really kind of be enlightened, I think, the young generation. We came out going, hey, we're cool with all that. No big deal.
Yeah, I think there was a lot less individual racism is what you're trying to get to the point of.
Maybe
right?
I am, yeah. Because, I mean, we lived and let lived. I mean,
there was a lot of other shit going on.
Yeah,
black communities were being harassed.
Right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, we were kind of the first generation to come out of the womb going, yeah, man, we're cool hanging out with, it doesn't matter. I forgot where I was going with that thought now. But
Star Trek teaching you to be a better person.
Yeah. Shit, man, I just totally derailed myself. I don't know where I was going with the original thought, and it was going to be grand too. It was. It was.
Yeah. It always is when you can't get back to it.
But they did it. Yeah, I mean, they did it well. A lot of times. Oh, I know, but I was talking about the half black, half white people in that episode. And I remember seeing it all the time. And it never, ever occurred. Of course, I was younger, but it just didn't even occur to me that it was a commentary on that. I just looked at it like alien, like I just took it at face value, as a kid would, for the most part. And that's cool. That's what I get at. That's how they did it well. There were times they didn't do it well, but that's one of the times they did do it well, and that's the way I wish more people would do it, with less just beating you over the head with it, making it so fucking obvious.
Well, I mean, I don't know. There's also V, right? V has a special place for me
Oh, I
because
loved
they
V.
were over the top with so much of it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I loved V a lot, man. That was a whole other thing. That was just a whole World War II commentary done with aliens, which
Right.
was great. I mean, it was kind of the perfect time for it too, because you had a lot of older World War II vets were kind of the breadwinners of the house and running things at the time that came out and stuff.
Hmm.
So, and now we're losing them all. Sucks.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, it sucks, but I mean, it's better than the alternative.
yes, absolutely. So, been a pretty good
Anyway,
week for me. How was your week?
I am slipping on my activities. I've been tracking my calories in, out, my steps, my sleep, all this other shit. And I have not been getting as many steps in. I've not been getting
Oh,
as many hours of sleep.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. I'm mad about it too. I've had a similar because, well, I guess we can just go ahead and bring it in with talking about this. The
Okay.
kittens
Yeah.
are doing great. They took to litter box almost immediately. Like I
Nice.
sat them in there and they were like, okay, cool. We know what to do. We'll take it from here. Yeah, cats are amazing, man.
Yeah.
But they are standing in the way of me doing my stretching, my Sean yoga, my workout, whatever you want to call it. They're really cramping my shit, man.
Yeah.
Cramping my style. I try and at least get my wife to come stand on my feet long enough to do 40 to 50 sit-ups. That's like my bare minimum. If I can't do any fucking thing, I got to do my sit-ups.
Yeah.
Got to get the core down, man. Dude, man, I am trying to fucking get. I don't know that I have the capability to get ripped, but I am going to get this fucking gut off me and my fucking man titties. I'm getting it off, man. I am fucking, dude. Everywhere else except right here on my torso is chiseled cut. But it takes a minute, man. Mind over matter.
Yeah, I don't care so much about that. I just want to get rid of the fair tire. If I have some man boobies afterwards, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of it, man. I mean, dude, I went up to 250 pounds, man.
Yeah.
That was big and all time. And fortunately, not many people I know saw me at that size, so that's a good thing. And then not a lot of pictures floating around either. But man, it was brutal, and my health went to shit.
Right.
But as soon as I got reined it in and got the first 40 to 50 pounds off, bro, oh man, you would have thought that you just like somebody gave you some kind of wonder drug or something.
Yeah.
It was amazing how good I felt. Turned my health around, and that's what got me. I'm just like, man, I'm going to keep going because now I'm still young compared to how I'm going to be 10 years from now. So do what I can right now, get as best shape as I can right now while I can still do this shit because I've had a lot of, little injuries pop up just from being out of shape and getting older.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to nip that shit in the bud, man.
Yeah, I'm starting to. I'm not starting to. I want to start incorporating some more strength calisthenics type stuff into my routine to
Yeah.
basically maintain that shit because now's the time to do it, right?
Got to,
Because if
man.
you're doing it now, once you hit 50, it's not a problem to keep doing it.
Yeah. And I consider myself very fortunate, man. A friend of mine told me something a long time ago, man. He said, if you put your mind to it, there's nothing you can't do. He said, mind over matter. And the day he told me that, man, and it's simple. I mean, you've heard it before. It's not like he's giving you, pearls of wisdom. But I thought about it because I knew it worked for him. And
This is the one who likes to talk about the pearls of wisdom that he drops.
who, me or
Is that who we're talking about? The friend?
no, I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. This is a guy
Okay.
you know. I don't think you know. I'm trying to think if you've ever crossed paths with him. No, it was not a good influence in my life ultimately. But before then, as a older authority figure in my life,
Mhm.
somebody I did look up to in a way. When he dropped that, I mean, it really made me think. I sat there and thought about it. I mean, I pondered it for a minute, and And ever since then, though, I have never looked back. Like that's the same advice I give to people because it does work. I started just doing it. I just said, okay, well, I'll call bullshit if it's bullshit. And if it works, cool. And every time I said, look, put my mind to it, put my mind to it, put my mind to it. It's never let me down. And so, yeah, I'm hard on people that are overweight, man. I got no sympathy. Because I feel like one day I'm not going to be able to say the word fat, like that's a fat person or something like that. Like, how dare you say that? You're skinny as a rail and you're calling somebody fat. Fuck you, I've been fat. Why don't I have the right to say it? So, yeah. You got to do it, man. Some people just have medical problems. I get that. But not most people. You just fucking can't push yourself away from the table. You're not strong enough. You don't even try. You got to do the work. You know who Dr. Now is?
Let's be fair. It's not like regular living is enough to keep trim and fit these days, right?
Well, you got to do the work, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just...
Yeah, but I mean, this is something new, right?
What do you mean?
Before the last 100 years or so,
Oh, about us being obese? I mean, yeah, everybody was working back in the day for one thing.
But if you were poor and obese, that wasn't because you couldn't get up and do work, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, fat people for one thing. I mean, like that like you say, that's a very new thing because everybody was toiling in one form or fashion 100 years ago. And I don't think
not all. I mean, fat people have been around for a long time because aristocrats are a thing, right?
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm just talking about like the way we look now, dude. There's like, like it's mainly America, but there's other countries, but it's mainly America that's like that. We get laughed at all the time for being big fatties. Yeah, Britain's getting their fair share of it too, but I mean, they're not even near what we are. But it's a bad. I mean, it's what they allow to be put in our foods now. I mean, it's just gross, man. It really is gross what we eat. Unless you can get, unless you can get a hold of, some real deal stuff.
I've started growing some basil so I can get some real pesto.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. It's crazy, all the stuff.
Everything I eat is all like just, chock full of preservatives.
Yeah, everything. But I'm trying to think what else. So I mentioned the kittens. They're doing well. They started pooping on their own where they didn't need help about a week ago. I started throwing them in the litter box. They took right to it. I've been letting them run around the house. They're full on kittens now, man. They run and play. Cool. And of course, dude, I'm mom, so dude, they climb me all the time. Like I'll have kittens just hanging off me. It's crazy. Yeah, thank God I got these fire hose pants I always wear. These motherfuckers clumb me. Oh man, dude, I wish the camera could pick up the crap on my hands.
Tiny scratches running all down your arms.
Yeah, my arms and hands are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that little female, oh, she gets me hot because she'll catch right under my thumb, right where the nail. She'll get one claw, flink, gets right in there and hooks in, and I can't get it off. Oh, bro, it hurts on a level. I can't even describe how bad it hurts. I won't go as far as to say it's like childbirth pain, but it is a fucking sharp, stinging, sensitive pain. I'd imagine it's like having your taint pierced or something.
Claws just seem to be the worst to me.
Oh, dude.
It's like they just flay the skin, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I was washing their butts earlier, and one of them had hooked me. They don't like their asses getting wet at all. So they when they get their claws like this, dude, it is the death lock. And I mean, they are hooked in. And one of them just tagged my right here, just barely tagged me. And it pulled my skin off, and it was like a little bitty piece of skin, but it had me all pulled out. I'm like, it just gave me the willies, man. I was like, what the, stop. That was, makes my skin crawl just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little fuckers are nuts, man. I'm
Well,
gonna
good. I'm glad they're doing well.
Yeah, I am too. I gotta honestly say, man, I think I'm gonna get kind of bummed out to get rid of them. I like them a lot, but I think this is the part I'm gonna like. I mean, after they get adults, they're pretty much just gonna lay around. You know,
Yeah.
I've already got a cat. I've already got Pepper, the Chihuahua. So I'm really not looking for that. We've had too many pets all our lives. We've also got a ball python.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't need any more pets. Let's see. Before I wrap up my week, is that all I've done? We had July 4th. That was not eventful for us. You do anything special?
Me neither. I did get like less than $20 worth of fireworks. Went over to a friend's house, got drunk, watched his wife throw up, shot off some fireworks.
Nice. Is this our friend Jay?
No,
No, a different friend. Okay.
different friend. You know this friend, M. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really want to drop all my
That's
friends'
funny.
names on the broadcast.
Yeah,
right?
all our friends are Bond villains.
Right. Yeah.
Or no, not Bond villains. Bond associates. M, J,
Right.
Q.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that affected Pepper a lot, though, that fireworks, man. She has been sketchy as fuck ever since a couple days ago. Like, they scared her. At first they didn't, and then it got worse and worse as the night went on. And, dude, now it's all I can do to get her to come off the porch. It's crazy. And it's causing her to shit in the house again and pee in the house again. It's not cool, man.
Yeah.
Not cool at all.
Next time you have an event like that, Benadryl.
Thank you. That's good looking out. Or these assholes could just not shoot off fireworks. Dude, I love fireworks. Don't get me wrong. And I don't even know where the hell they were coming from because they sound like they were coming from the property behind me, and there ain't no way that was a possibility. I just know. So that was weird in and of itself. But anyway, anything else special happened to you this week? You do anything? You got a D&D game coming up, huh?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah.
I've been trying to put the work in, and man, I'm just having a hell of a time with basically Roll20's map building system.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I'm going to go do what I was talking about after the show and spend the rest of the night trying to make that happen.
Right. Hell yeah. Well, some big thing happened this week, well, a couple days or yesterday, I guess it was really. Thread debuted, the meta answer to Twitter, Mr. Zuckerberg's answer to Twitter, and had quite an astounding download. I can't remember.
Just like Twitter, right? Fired a ton of employees right beforehand, right?
Oh man, and I'm pretty sure I know which one Elon fired. All their customer service department.
Right.
I'm still, dude, I even sent him a message yesterday. No, and today, I think. I decided I'm just going to keep messaging him. It's a big deal. And the only reason I say that is because I saw somebody, a friend of mine, who is all of a sudden lost like 200 subscribers to suspension, to 200 followers to suspension.
Yeah.
And that's not the only person I heard about. So that's what prompted me to hit up Elon again today. I'm like, dude, again, are you? I know I'm nobody, and maybe you'll never see this, but so that's why I keep sending them because I'm just hoping maybe I'll catch his eye or something. I did get the maybe my bitching did get something fixed. That whole thing where they were charging me for a subscription, and I couldn't get into the fucking thing for nothing, love nor money. Well, there's a subscription management button now, so looks like my bitch about that got things handled. But nobody said shit to me. It's not like, oh, we're looking into that,
Right.
Yeah, bullshit. So, and I think that new CEO of his is supposed to be like going, unless she's already in there. I don't know. I thought it was like 6 weeks, and it seems like it's been about 6 weeks already now since she, he said, well, she's coming in about 6 weeks. And I'm pretty sure it's been 6, 7, 8 weeks now. But, and they're not the only ones. We've talked about it before, man. The customer service with these big tech companies, they're going to start getting slapped. We're seeing it. We're already seeing it with these antitrust suits. They're going to start to get slapped down a bit.
Well, we're about to have basically the Twitter wars, right? Everybody is trying to come up with a Twitter alternative. Musk is still dealing with some of those issues like you're having and whatnot,
Yep.
all the support and whatnot.
There's two.
I don't know. Huh?
Go ahead.
I don't know that Thread is going. They claim that they're gonna be able to grab like billions of users from their current base,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I those numbers are definitely inflated, but yeah, we'll see.
Well, there's two holy grails. There's whoever can do the Twitter alternative right correctly. I mean, there's already a couple out there, but whoever can be just like Facebook did to MySpace, whoever can be that to Twitter and to YouTube are going to be the ones to watch. If you can be that one of those two people, you are fucking awesome. Because we need a YouTube alternative, big styly, and there's some out there, but they're just not. I'm talking about doing what YouTube's doing, just like YouTube's doing right now. Twitter, just like Twitter's doing right now. You can't, start up a little YouTube sharing or video sharing service and, expect to get by. You got to have the ad shit, all that. That's the thing. That's what you got to have. So, this Thread thing, they had good download numbers, but again, like you said, they've already got the ecosystem. People are probably going to check it out, just like everybody did with Messenger and shit. Well, I'll check it out. Whether or not I end up using it's a whole other thing. Yeah. But I haven't even downloaded it. I haven't even looked at it yet. I'm just, we're talking about stuff basically on what I saw people reacting to on Twitter, that did try it. Apparently it's already way worse censorship going on as far as what you can say on there that, so one political guy I saw had already posted pictures of his thread on, so what, it had been 24 hours and he had already been warned twice. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And that's just making political comments, political statements.
Well, I bought it by G because apparently, I don't know if you read this, there's like a plugin for IG or something like that to where you can add it, pull from that timeline and put it on there.
Pull from Thread?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, well,
really?
Maybe. I don't know. Vice versa, one way or the other. But there's already a pipeline in IG for it.
Oh. Well, I mean, they own it, right? So why not?
Yeah.
And I think, in IG, I totally, I mean, I use it, but I don't get it. Like, I get it, but I mean, I understand it, but I don't find it very friendly as far as Facebook style or Twitter, just communicating with people. I don't find it good for that.
Yeah, me neither. I find it good for people in the arts and crafts, presenting their arts and crafts to the world.
That's basically a showcase, more or less. I mean, it has communications, but it sucks.
Yeah,
it's found wanting. Now, with Thread, that could be the thing it needed,
Could be.
Possibly. But I don't see it being a Twitter killer. Not yet, anyway. Right. And, Musk has big plans for all his software creations that he's just calling X.
Yeah.
X.com is, you can go there. There's nothing there. But it's going to be a thing one day. Well, with that, I guess it's supposed to be the end all be all place to be eventually. Like the one stop place to go for social media. And I don't understand why. I mean, in this day and age, I'm just surprised we do have more than one social media tool. When Twitter first came out, I was like, what's the fucking point, dude? Everybody has Messenger on Facebook. I guess I didn't quite understand it as well that I do now, so maybe that's why.
Well, it was different too back then.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was a lot different. I never considered it social media. I just considered it kind of an instant messenger.
Right, yeah, same.
And now it's social media. Anyway, Thread, I don't know. You'll probably be around for a while, and I may check you out one day. I may have to.
Right.
I may have no choice. Because one thing that hasn't happened is I have not been banned on Facebook. I've never had a bad thing said against me on Facebook, honestly. But I don't really get too crazy political. I never had a big following at those times. So I got a lot.
Well, Facebook always was the major platform for the disinformation, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
That's where I first came up with fake news before everybody, before Trump made fake news a thing, and I was talking about it years before him. That's where I was getting it from. And it was just literally people posting shit, telling people, oh, this happened. It was a meme, and it started pissing me off because I was naive. I was young and naive in the Facebook world and took things at face value like many people did. If they're posting something, it's probably true. That was the stupidest thing for me to assume. I'm a pretty intelligent guy. That was a dumb thing for me to assume, especially in the social media world. But I guess I was giving my fellow man.
A lot of people don't deal with, right?
Yeah. Well,
it's like you have faith in institutions and
my
the world
fellow
works
man
in a specific way, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, if you're unlucky or lucky enough, depending upon how you look at it, that veil is dropped from your eyes at some point.
Oh yeah, the scales are gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't see Thread being the big Twitter killer, and maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
But we've already talked about YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, they've started setting out the old ad blocker stuff to these. They're blocking the blockers.
Ad blocker.
Yeah, the blockers. I use a blocker. I don't even know which one it's called. I've been using it for a while. I Googled one day ad blocker for YouTube. It's the one I got, and I haven't had nobody said boo to me about it. I haven't got any notifications. I'm still ad free. And I will continue to be that way.
as far as I can tell, there's not much that the content creators can do about it, right? That's the whole idea of the blocker is it's not really doing anything directly. It's just shielding you from that content. The problem is that these companies that are paying for the ads don't feel like they're getting their money's worth.
Yeah.
Because they're not.
No.
And I don't know, man. Sometimes I feel like ad should be the last part onto deaths and taxes, right? It's like death, taxes, and freaking ads.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get away from them. They're when you drive down the road. They're when you log on. They're when you're viewing a video, reading anything online. It's there. And I don't know. I would love to see an uprising of people like, we're not going to be hijacking our visual space anymore, but that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, this is our visual real estate, man. How dare you just come in here thinking you can squat on it?
Yeah.
And they do, and there's companies that have been trying to be clever about that, about how they use your digital space. They will write it into their user agreements. Like, we own your, it's like bull fucking shit.
Anything you produce on this website is owned by us.
Yeah. All the content you create and put into YouTube is now our property. That kind of shit, or whatever. Well, I'll keep using my ad blocker until they kill it. I mean, hell, they don't own it, but they own Chrome, so they can easily keep Chrome from ever having extensions if they wanted to. So, I'm sure somebody would come up with some kind of clever way around it too. If they kill it, there's always guys that do it just for the sport. Yeah. Like, I'll come up with an ad blocker that blocks your ad anyway, and you'll never be able to keep me from watching YouTube. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Shit, I think I'm gonna plunk down and get YouTube Premium eventually.
I got a friend that's got it. He loves it. I can't see paying for it personally, but it is a better alternative. If you can find all the music that you like on YouTube, it is a better alternative to, say, Spotify.
Well, that's what I was going to say. A lot of people do pay for Spotify, and it's only a couple bucks more than Spotify, and you can get all your music. Like you said, it's a bigger library than Spotify.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little harder to find some obscure shit.
Yeah, and sometimes you get those weird video half things.
Yeah,
it's audio and video.
But it's really hit or miss on Spotify too, right?
Sure.
Like sometimes you can't find obscure shit there either. So,
but it's just funny that people balk. There are a few that pay for both, but most people balk at YouTube and just go for Spotify. I'm the opposite. I can use free Spotify. And I'd rather pay for YouTube, if I'm honest, because I get way more entertainment out of YouTube.
Yeah. Well, the friend that pays for it also, syncs it up to his car, uses it everywhere he goes. It's his
There you
audio player
go.
for everything.
There you go. Yeah. A lot of people are like that too, man. I just, I mean, if I've got my phone with me, my car, all I've got is Bluetooth to, the console. So I just use my phone as the audio player.
Yeah.
So I just use whatever. Now the drag about not paying for YouTube is I can't, at least on YouTube Music, I can't do I can't cut the phone off, like screen off.
Yeah,
that's like one of the features.
Standby.
Yeah,
otherwise,
bullshit, man. And they were smart to do that, dude, because that is the one thing that will get me to pay for it. Because I like turning that fucking phone off when I'm just listening to shit. I don't want the screen on burning up my battery.
Right.
So damn, y'all might have got me with that one. We'll see how it plays out, man. Clever bastards. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Man, let me think what this... Oh, I guess it was for Indiana Jones. So the other day, I saw George Lucas on a video. I guess it was like a YouTube short or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I saw George Lucas being ushered into this building like he was going to an event. And it's what I now gather was probably Indiana Jones premiere, because they brought him in, Spielberg, what's her nuts? I can't think of her name. Kathleen Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, everybody was there, even though they had nothing to do with this fucking movie except for her.
Right.
But so he had a security guard bringing him in, and there were all these, paparazzi around him. And bro, let me tell you something. It's been a little while since I've seen Lucas. He's got a couple people posting YouTube or shorts with him.
But it's a lot of older footage that I see.
It must be, because bro, he did not look with it at all. Like, he was walking slow.
Yeah.
Like shuffling along, and you know how you can just look in somebody's eyes. Somebody, first of all, you've seen, your entire life. You know how the man's spirit is, how his eyes are, how he talks, and all that. I don't know. I would love to hear him actually interact so he could prove me wrong. But just looking in those eyes and the way he was walking and everything, I don't know the status of his health. Maybe it's out there.
If I recall correctly, he's still struggling with diabetes type 2.
Is that what it is?
So it could have just been like a singular event,
Yeah, I don't know. But it was sad. It made me sad. I mean, that's the reason I'm bringing it up. It just made me sad to think that he looks like he's deteriorating very rapidly.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it could just be a blood sugar thing or something along those lines.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's something simple like that, man. I really do.
It would be nice.
I hate to think about him. He's not like a brilliant man or nothing like that as far as, he
did give us one great piece of fiction, right?
Yeah, well, and also his want to get technology to a point to where he can do with the computer stuff. I love what he's done in that area.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kills me to think that such a person who's done those kind of things, who's done good things, it scares me to think that they would just amount to nothing in the end. Like their brain is just, a mush, or for lack of a better word. They just can't even talk or think. They're just sitting there. That I guess it scares me that it's going to happen to me or something. But
I told you this. I don't think I have a choice in the matter. I think that's going to happen to me no matter what.
I haven't come to peace with it, but I accept that I'm probably it's highly likely it could happen to me too. But yeah, I guess it's one of my greater fears. Just sucks, man. I'm all about my mind.
I don't know. I guess I've got it completely on lockdown. I can't really access how I feel about that anymore. It's just a fact, right?
Yeah.
It's something I'm going to have to deal with. I can do things now that hopefully might help, but time's the only thing that's going to tell, so.
Yeah. Well, I just love my mind, man. It's amazing things going on in there. To me, I mean, yeah. But hopefully he's all right. That's all I can say. I wish he made more appearances because
if there's a problem, we wish him a speedy recovery.
Go
right?
with the problem. We'll solve it. Back up the hook while my DJ revolves it. Ice, baby. Taking y'all back. Little ice, baby.
You're going to start doing some Amish repair work?
Boom, 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 boom. All right, yeah, man. Bro, I told you I was going to wait, right? I was going to wait till Cyberpunk 1.7 came out. Well, till the Liberty, what's it called?
Phantom Liberty.
Phantom Liberty. The expansion Phantom Liberty comes out in September. I was going to wait because everybody's talking about how there's also a 1.7 patch for regular Cyberpunk that's just going to turn it upside down, revamp the whole kit and caboodle. So I'm like, well, fuck, I got all this shit installed and everything. I guess I'll just leave it. Wait. I played it on the Xbox. I got, I don't know how far I got, but probably close to halfway anyway. About the same as I did at Hogwarts, I reckon. I'm seeing a pattern.
Right. This has happened before.
Yes. So I ended up, I told you last podcast, I went over those games. I have tried Dying Light since you said something about it. I don't know. The parkour thing's kind of killing it for me, but I had not installed it yet. I'm gonna give it a second running, but I've also installed American Truck Simulator, Flight Simulator. What else? Is there anything else I'm playing of note? I don't know, but I was like, man, these just aren't. It still wasn't just getting it for me. It just wasn't tickling my fancy. No. So I said, fuck it, I'm doing Cyberpunk. And got right back into it, man. And yeah, it is tickling my fancy because I knew what I wanted, man. I wanted a immersive, big world city area that I could just get lost in and immersed in. I wish I had a VR headset for that. That would be pretty cool. Excuse me, little bird. And plus, this little 3060 of mine is a really nice little card, man, and it renders it quite beautifully.
I bet.
So I've just been having a good old time, and I don't think I did. I started out as Corpo this time. I don't think I did. I was trying to think what I did last time, and I don't think it was Corpo because I feel like I started different, and I was surprised at how much I remembered, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I was like, wow, it's been a long time. I've only played this once, and I remember all this shit.
Well, one thing that drove me crazy, I think you've probably done a replay since I have. There's certain places where you get guaranteed legendaries, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so far as your clothes and whatnot. Okay. There's certain encounters all over the map that you can walk up to them and you're guaranteed to get an orange. Now, originally what that meant was I think it could have up to 4 mods installed. And it had like additional stats. Maybe I can't recall that or not. But now they've reduced all of the, you can only have a max of 2 on those, and the other ones only have 1. And you can only put certain mods in certain slots and all this other stuff. And I was really unimpressed by the balance that they were trying to establish there. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's like I kind of have issues when people release content and then start seeing people abuse it, and then they're like, okay, well, we got to lock that down.
Oh yeah, reel it in. Yeah, it really sucks. Well, that's one thing I think that is going to get turned upside down with this 1.7 update is what one of the things you were just talking about there. I could be wrong, but sounds like the mechanics are going to get quite a twist around. We'll see. It might not. It might, no. I'm sure some people know. I guess they have beta testers for that stuff.
You think we'll see another tree? Another skill tree?
Yeah. I guess it's possible. I mean, hell, at least in the expansion. I don't know about in the 1.7 update. I guess I guess they would have to, yeah. They probably would have to in the 1.7 update. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, the architecture would have to be there, but they wouldn't have to necessarily add it unless you got the expansion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it could just invoke it
Yeah.
somehow. But you're a fool if you don't get the expansion, in my opinion. I mean, it seems like that'd be the way to go, unless you wanted to do what Brian said, which is hang out on the old one for a while until the mods are in place.
Right.
I'm hoping, well, and I don't know what mods you're using, and I don't know anything about the mods, but maybe they'll just fit right in. Maybe most of what they're changing won't fuck with it too bad, and they'll just work.
Some editions have been mod killers.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
sucks.
there are a couple of mods
It
here and there
happens.
that never came back after certain editions.
Oof. Yeah, that does suck when it gets broken.
Yeah.
Happens all the time though. I mean, that's the life of being a modder.
Yeah.
You take that risk. I was actually a modder back in the day. Remember when I used to mod tribes?
Yeah.
I didn't even
I
know
did a
what the
little
fuck I
too.
was doing half the time. Finally just started poking around in there. That was one of the most wide open games that like you could just see everything. It was like,
Right.
that was
And it's
cool.
so easy to edit too.
Oh yeah.
In comparison to like modern shit.
Yeah. I mean, but guys took it way to another level, way past what I did. Like, it just blew me away what guys could get up to. Like, I remember finding there was something in there that they buried in the code that they did. I can't remember what it was. Was it I don't know what it was, but they wouldn't allow it. Oh, I think it was a vehicle. Oh, was it tanks? It was a vehicle of some kind, remember? It wasn't the flying vehicle, but there was another one. And I had gone through and turned everything on. We had the model, I tried to turn it, but they must have like hard locked it in the main program to where it wouldn't come in or something, because I could not get that son of a bitch to work no matter what I did. I don't think anybody did. But anyway, so when's the last time you played Cyberpunk?
Many months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It's been that long.
It's a damn fine game, man. I gotta say.
It is.
Even when it came out the first time, even with the bugs and shit, I still enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, those bugs
I
were
did too.
minimal to me. I mean, they were basically visual for the most part.
Unless you were stuck with one of those, uncurable bugs, the things that would kill you, your progress.
Yeah.
Then yeah, most of them, in my opinion, were worth dealing with. I think the biggest one that I had was I was trying to stream the game when I was playing it, and some of the graphics had problems streaming.
Well, and I think they've changed the save system a little bit too, because I remember being frustrated in one of the Delamain car deals, the one where it's kind of got the green head, and he lures you to and he turns everything against you. He like takes over the people around you. So back in the day, like, that got to be a problem for me. Like, I got stuck there. It was just way too high for me. I was just getting killed quick, and I couldn't get out of there for love nor money, man. Like, I couldn't go back. The saves just weren't set up right. Like, now I can already tell now it's different, because I got stuck. Like, I got trapped in that same spot, but it was saving every 10 minutes on its own, which is something it didn't do back originally. So that was helpful. Was it every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes?
It may have been a default reset of some sort.
No, I'm sorry. It was every 1 minute. It was doing auto saves.
Huh.
Every 1 minute. Yeah. It was something small, because I was like, damn, I can just pick almost. I mean, it was pretty cool. I was happy that they had done that. What mod do you use?
Oh wow. There's a bizarre mod that allows you to pick up certain things that are kind of hard to get. There is the Sandevistan mod that allows you to wear that and a cyber deck, or a berserk and a cyber deck.
And see, that stuff I don't know. When you say that, I don't know what you're talking about.
So the thing that allows you to hack your opponents and
The cyber deck. I know what that is.
Deck.
Yeah.
And the Sandevistan is the one that lets you move super quick, and the Berserk is the one that lets you. It has a variety of things, like more firepower or melee or whatever.
And so ordinarily, you would not be able to use.
You would only use one of those, And with the
So
mod that I'm
Berserk
using, you can use
or
your cyber deck and one of the others.
okay. Whereas before you just had your cyber deck.
Yeah.
I got you.
Or you'd have to forego it to pick up the Berserk or Sand of
Oh, I see. So you could have one of those in lieu of the cyber deck. I see.
Right.
I see. So gives you basically 2 slots.
Yeah. I'm also using an unlock level mod that allows me to get up to the level needed to get up to 20 in all stats.
I don't
That's
follow
kind of
you.
cool.
So you're just
You have a level cap in the game to where you can't max out all your stats.
oh really?
Right?
I didn't know that either.
There is. You can get a mod that allows you to adjust the level cap, and then you can go through and level up to however many you need. I can't remember what it was. I think you only get 70, and I think it was. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what you needed to max everything out.
So
But
this is a common gripe with people when you don't get enough skill points to fill out your whole deal, right?
right, yeah.
I think that's yeah, I guess I'm on the I don't know. I don't know that I have an opinion on that because I can see both sides of it.
It used to be a lot more problematic than I think it was after. I can't remember the update. I want to say it was 1.6 or something like that, where tech was adjusted because it was just so hard to get away from making tech one of your objectives in order to unlock something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But it's like, you would have to sacrifice something, and all of them have something good and worthwhile at the 16 and 18 and 20s.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
And this is another one of those where I've already finished the game, so it's like a second playthrough. So I'm like, what do I care about balance, right?
Yeah, it was something that they fixed is what I was just thinking of. Something I couldn't do before. You just touched on it. Well, shit. I can't think of what it was. Anyway, yeah, it's bringing me a lot of joy, making me want to come in here and play the game. Like I'll be in there watching TV with my wife, and I'm like, damn, I really want to go play my game. Like I just want her to come in here with me. She can watch TV in here, that way we can still hang out with her because I don't want to leave her. Just want to go play my game. But I'm cool, man. I can separate it. I don't get withdrawals. I don't get twitchy. I gotta get my fix, man. Gotta have my cyber fix. So, yeah, I'm digging it. So, I guess I'll be playing that for a while. I am gonna, play a little. I did flight sim last night. I flew from Bessemer Airport to Tuscaloosa Airport, and in a little tiny plane, and I took off and landed. That was probably the first time I've successfully done that in God knows how long. I gotta say, just using a standard controller, I don't dig it on the Xbox because I don't got a keyboard, but on the computer, just using a standard controller with my keyboard, I really liked it. I had a lot more control because I told you got to have that rudder control, and the Sidewinder 3D sticks. One, the force feedback isn't supported anymore in Flight Simulator, which sucks. That's so. Yeah. I mean, Microsoft's own product, and they don't even support it in the new one. But, it was one of the ways, and there's other companies that came out with, twisting Y-axis joysticks.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so I was quite pleased. I was able to, they've gotten really good with getting the correct. But one gripe I had was the old GPS. Like when I went, my grandfather was a pilot, and he took me up one time, and he had a GPS, and that was the first time I was like, oh my god, this is before everybody had GPSs in their cars and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, that's how easy it is? Because I've been in flight simulators forever and doing the VOR, ILS shit. And here it turns out all the pilots have been using GPS for years and shit, and they just fucking follow a little line, I I'm like, son of a bitch. And, it took a while for Microsoft to finally put those and get it right in Flight Simulator. This version of Flight Simulator really gets it right. And, of course, there's add-ons and mods that you can get for this, too, to really up the realism factor. They have live air traffic control. You can get, live traffic for the day in your area. Whatever's really flying around, you can really be flying around you, which is pretty cool. And then I told y'all that 2024 version's coming out soon. I am can't wait for that, because this game or this simulator is it's very top heavy. It's it's a CPU, GPU, RAM killer. And so their big thing is they're talking about how they're going to rejigger everything to where it's a very light client. Yeah. Because they rely a lot on Azure servers and stuff like that. And, with game streaming nowadays, I mean, that's essentially what they're going to do. I bet they're just going to basically kind of stream it to you, is what it sounded like. Not exactly that, but a form of that, I would think. So, which is basically what they do anyway with like I said, the Azure servers are feeding the terrain data, and they're doing all the different AI stuff to make it random and whatnot. So it's amazing what that company Asobo has done with the flight simulator deal. They really, there was many years there wasn't a flight simulator, and I thought it was just dead, never to come back. But I was tooling around. I didn't even know. It'd been like a year or two, and I didn't even know it was out. I'm like, holy shit, there's a new flight simulator? And I got to look at, when I first saw it, dude, I about come in my pants.
Right.
Oh man, it was beautiful. I mean, dude, it's not long before we're just going to be seeing we're looking out the window. I mean, that our games are going to look that fucking good. It's not long.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. There may be an artificial holdup as they develop hologram technology for the top tier payers.
Perhaps.
Right?
Yeah.
That has been known to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, that's like, it's just having the hardware that can do it. And I think that NVIDIA's pretty much sitting on it. Like, for instance, the Hopper CPU that we're eventually going to have in our desktops here is already out. It's a server chip. So once they have their next fast-ass fucking chip for servers, that's going to trickle down, and it's going to probably be the 5000 series. Or no, you're going to have you got Ada Lovelace now, and then Lovelace next, and Hopper, and then Hopper next. So, but it already exists. I mean, they don't have to think of it and design it. It's there.
Yeah.
So I wonder. I mean, especially with stuff like Unreal 5. Dude, if Unreal 5 looks like this, we can only imagine that it's going to be Unreal 6, Engine 6, and whatever the fuck NVIDIA's up to, because AMD's they're trying. They're not terrible, but they're barely getting it right. Yeah. They're just trailing. Yeah, I think it could be that quick. I say less than 10 years. Easily. I say 5 years, we'll probably have stuff that you can barely distinguish from reality. Maybe it's a premium. Maybe not everybody will be able to run that high of a mode. Just like with all our games now, we'll be running like a low graphics mode, and it'll still look damn good, but it won't be like, photographic realism.
I don't know, man. I think there's always like a wall. It's like for example, if you go back and look at special effects, I think we talked about it episode 1. There was some effects in there that were obviously horrible. Even when we were watching them, we were kind of like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
But there were other effects that were passable back then.
Yep.
But not anymore.
Yeah, no, it don't hold up. Well, the unfortunate part is how we view things now, the codecs we use and that stuff. It makes some effects look pissy shit, like just crap, garbage.
Yeah.
I never forget the first time I saw episode 1, 2, or 3, whatever, any of them, on a TV. Like when we saw episode 1 in the theater, we all went. It was a big deal, and it looked beautiful. It looked great. But then the first time I ever saw it on a high definition TV, I was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Ugh! Oh, it looks horrible. I mean, it looked all fake and very cartoony. It was bad, and it just wasn't meant for that resolution. And you know, as technology got better, they've revised it a couple times. It actually looks better now, and that's just simply fixing things the way codecs are handled. Because you'll get an effect that's getting the blocks forming around it, and all of a sudden that effect just doesn't sit right anymore. Yeah, it's
also just the technology and the way that you use it. You know, the difference between green screen and a blue screen, or you know what the new thing is now. I can't even remember what it is.
you talking about like the using the Unreal Engine and the volume, that thing?
Volumetric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I noticed about TVs, and we just got the 65 inch the other couple days ago, and it's a Samsung, and we first turned it on Hulu, probably watching a 4K stream or whatever, and I've seen it before, and everything is just, it's not fluid. Everything, it looks like almost like you're watching a pan and scan movie from back in the day. I'm like, what the fuck? It looks like the mouths were just slightly off of the audio a little bit. You could tell it was there. The mouths were in sync, but it was just a cunt hair off. And I'm like, this is bullshit. Now I started going through the settings, and I'm like, what? Oh, this anything processing, man. It would be fine if they put a processor in there that could fucking handle it, but they don't. Right. They put a little processor in there that can barely handle it. And yeah, once I turned that shit off, dude, I was like, okay, there we go. That's the picture I'm used to seeing. Man, I can't believe there's people that actually watch TV that way too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the picture looked great. Don't get me wrong. Picture looked great. But it was not fluid. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody who is a audio visual Anglophile. What did I say? Audio visual file.
Visual file.
And you just happen to be a British lover too,
right? Yeah. Why
not? Yeah. Anybody who's just a audio visual file just knows that modern TVs, you got to go turn off that helping shit. Anything that helps your quality and all that. Now, not almost everything. There are some things you want to change.
Some color spaces.
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
You may want to fix.
Yeah, yeah. But the whole motion, Cinemotion. If it says Cinemotion, turn that Cine off.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is a sinner, no doubt.
Yeah.
It's a sin they even put it on there. But anyway, liking that new TV. It's funny as shit seeing it in my wife's room though. 65-inch TV where we had a. Gosh, I guess it was about a 32-inch.
Right.
Double our size. Now, it has a 42-inch leg spacing, and the table we've got it on has 44 inches of tabletop. So I barely that's all I needed. I was like, cool, Vatty. And I got one of the PlayStations under it, the Roku under it, the soundbar under it. Yeah, it worked. It fucking worked. But when I first got it, and I was looking, and I kept looking at the new TV and looking where I had to go, I'm like, this ain't gonna fucking work. But I came back the next day, tackled it like a good ADHD boy. Why put off tomorrow what you can do tomorrow?
Right.
Oh, anything else, man? You
put off what you can do, square off.
That's right. Anything you've seen this week? Grab your attention.
There was something, but I can't think of it now. And it wasn't anything huge. It was just something on the side, so not important.
Yeah. Well, I took your advice. I don't live in Twitter as much as I used to.
You feel it?
Last day or two, I've gotten a little more into it. But yeah, I felt like a jilted lover, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I was a little bit upset, man. I was a little bit pissed at Elon, to be honest with you. If I'm being straightforward about it, I did. I find that it's not like he fucking knows, and it's not like I'm his friend, or anything like that. I know. I mean, it's not like I believe that we have a relationship or anything like that where I can call on Elon Musk.
My good buddy Elon.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. But I do support the ideas and stuff that that he's put forth up until this point. And Twitter, when I got into it, seemed like it was getting better for what I was doing. Everything seemed cool. It seemed like we weren't going to ban everybody for talking about whatever it may be. And that turned out not to be true, apparently. But it's because he fired all these people. I don't know, because I don't know which people got fired. But if I could guess, I would say it's customer service.
Right.
Because I don't believe there's one single breathing person in there. And let me tell you something. I even made this offer to him, and I didn't do it. I didn't say I'd do it for free, but I volunteered to do it. I mean, like, dude, I will go through there and each individual suspension will go through and look it over. And I said, you only need one person to do that shit. And you only go do it for the people who are bitching. And right. I guarantee you don't need but one person to do that shit. And you just have one person. Every time somebody comes up for suspension, the computer says, I'm suspending. Nope, hold up, motherfucker. Let me look at that. What do you mean you're suspending this person for liking chocolate chip cookies? Get the fuck out of here. You know, I mean, it's kind of stupid shit people are getting. I mean, I don't know about chocolate chip cookies, but, I mean, it's just stupid shit. It's random. I mean, what it is people abusing the reporting system. So if somebody doesn't like your political beliefs or your religious beliefs or what, just doesn't like the way you fucking look, I guess, they can just abuse the reporting system. And people have figured that out. That's obvious that's been figured out. And they figured out that no human watches it. You just have to report somebody enough and boom, they're gone. Yeah. And you can't do shit about it. And that's the only reason I want to get his attention. So maybe because I do think he would care. I really do. I get that vibe that he would actually be bummed out, if he found out that was the case. Because look, okay, so Theo Vaughn, you know who Theo Vaughn is, the comedian, right?
Yeah.
He came on to Twitter recently and said that he had gotten kicked off for saying, one of his comedy things got kicked off of Facebook. I don't even know where, Instagram, something like that. And Elon was saying, oh, man, well, you can bring your comedy here, and, this is the greatest place. And I was like, yeah, I'm on the key. That's what I fucking thought. I thought that's what I was going to do, bring my comedy here. But no, I get fucking suspended for no reason. So, yeah, that's why I think he would actually kind of give a shit, because he is trying to make it a platform for people to come and be able to do their thing. He said comedy is welcome here, Mine wasn't. And I don't think I was saying dude, I've seen a lot of people that are still there that were saying way racier shit than I've ever said. And I'm not saying I said anything racy. I might have called a transsexual or a transvestite a dude like Dylan Mulvaney just because he's obnoxious as fuck. But, that would be the extent of it. Oh, how dare you mislabel him or whatever. Fuck, that dude is a fucking fake. He ain't even really gay, I guarantee you, because he's all talking about being a lesbian now. What the fuck? This is something I talked about years ago. I was like, so this would be a clever thing for a dude to do. Become gay. Say he's, I'm going to have to think about this to say it right. Just, rather than say it, I'll just say, do what Dylan Mulvaney's doing. And that's what I said back in the day. So, yeah, I mean, he wants to be a woman, and then now he's decided he wants to be a lesbian so he can be with women. Okay. Clever. Very clever. But I thought of it first. I just couldn't think of a way to implement it that I could live with myself over. Actually, I'm sure I wasn't the first guy to think of it. I'm sure many guys have thought that.
I honestly don't really care what's up with Dylan and the lady. Wish him the best, whatever. I'm sure he feels the same.
I don't care either. Whatever. I just want the motherfucker to go away, which he's done for the most part, thankfully. Listen, there's only one narcissist I'll tolerate in this world, and that's me. It's by definition. I told one of my friends the other day about that. I was like, we went over to somebody's house, and somebody was being loud and really getting on my nerves that I never experienced it from this person before. And I was like, they got to be drunk. Surely they're drunk to be, acting this way. And I told my other friend, I was like, I said, first of all, his first faux pas is he's being really loud and being the center of attention. I said, I'm also in the room. Done fucked up right there.
That shit don't fly.
I have to be the center of attention. You don't get that fucking opportunity. This is my world. When I move into the room, is my world, and we're in it. I know you don't believe that, but I do. Right. Yeah, so anyway. What else you got, man? Anything else you want to leave with? Because we're right at an hour or more.
I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Not a lot to report. Had a good 4th.
Yeah, we didn't do nothing special.
Hot dogs and fireworks, dude.
I had some chicken that I could barely get down, but it was tasty. Just couldn't hardly swallow it. Yeah. I'm just chicken all my life. That's all I'll ever get anymore. But anyway, as always, I always forget to tell you guys, you gotta subscribe. You gotta do it, man. You gotta do it. Listen, our numbers, the little analytical thing is saying that we actually are getting some better analyticals. We hadn't got no more followers other than a friend that rescued us back to 23 the other day. But the numbers are improving, which is good because we've rejiggered some stuff. And if they had gone down, I'd say, well, what the fucking point anymore? Right. But no.
Why am I even doing this?
Yeah, no, I feel like it's positive, and if there's 23 people that want to listen to me, I will still talk. So, I got no problem with it because I enjoy doing this. I feel like I have a lot to say, and many years to say it. So buckle in, kids. We're only getting started. But anyway, we thank you so much for joining us. As always, be excellent to each other. And we'll see you on the flip side. Peace out.